Hello everyone, the Green Scorpion here with arguably the most unique list I've done so far. Video games, as well as other media, are riddled with different character types, and there is one in particular that manages to leave its mark in the minds of many for one reason or another. The Femme Fatale. A character type that is popular in spy flicks, the Femme Fatale is a female character that is very beautiful, yet very dangerous. These characters use their sexual charms to lure in their enemies for the sole purpose of accomplishing an ulterior motive, from gathering information to even assassination. There are a lot of beautiful but dangerous women in video games, but few fit the Femme Fatale archetype. So that is why I'm going to give them the credit they deserve by counting down the top 10 greatest video game Femme Fatales. Same rules apply, only games I've played and only one per franchise. As for the characters themselves, I'll be judging them based on personality, appearance, and how well they do their job. Well then, let's begin.
You know this song?
Nope.
How tragic. Then let me teach you.
I have to be honest. I really wanted to put Poison on this list. But while she does have the qualities of a femme fatale, she's a dude. So instead, starting off the list is Judy Han. Judy makes it onto this list thanks to her sadistic nature and provocative personality. While her outfit isn't as revealing as Cammy's and her expression isn't as charming as Sea Viper's, she certainly fits the description of being physically attractive. Judy works for SIN under the command of Seth, but she isn't the kind to work under someone else. She actually only works for SIN to fulfill her own agenda, and she is prepared to betray her superiors should the need arise. Judy doesn't exactly use her appeal to her advantage, however, she does show that she can be a seductive speaker from the suggestive dialogue. She also shows in battle just how much she enjoys inflicting pain on others. Judy makes it onto this list because of that, but it doesn't put her any higher since her methods for accomplishing her ulterior motives is more through betrayal and brute force. Needless to say, no one wants to be around her when that eye of hers starts glowing.
Then let me teach you.
Isabella Ivy Valentine has been present in the Soul Calibur roster since the very first game. Since then, she has become one of the most recognized characters in the series thanks to her unique style and weapon, and her outfit. I still don't know how she fights in those tights. Anyway, because of her ruthless style of fighting and her cutthroat personality, many gamers have seen Ivy as an evil character. In reality, she's actually a soul who has been trapped by the jaws of fate. Her body and soul are bound to Soul Edge, which is established through her complex relationship with Cervantes, and she fights to find Soul Calibur in order to sever the connection. As an anti-hero, she cares little for the well-being of others and is only focused on freeing herself from Soul Edge's grip. As for her femme fatale qualities, she doesn't really use her physical beauty to her advantage, but like Judy, she makes no effort to hide it. If anything, it acts as a distraction. In truth, her femme fatale qualities are fleshed out more through her fighting style and weapon of choice. Valentine is a snake sword that Ivy actually invented herself, and the way she uses it in combat can be described as a sadomasochistic fantasy, especially with her grabbing moves. Ivy is the kind of person you would see torturing someone for their and her own pleasure. But I don't think even the most masochistic person in the world can take her punishment.
I can.
Next entry!
Then let me teach you.
I hate this character. I really hate this character. Mileena from Mortal Kombat is one seriously creepy woman, but a femme fatale nonetheless. She's a clone of Kitana created by Shang Tsung's magic under Shao Kahn's orders, and all she desires is to kill Kitana and replace her as Princess of Edenia. She will use any means to reach this goal, including slicing and beating her opponents to a bloody mess. Unlike the previous entries, Mileena actually exploits her physical beauty. Her outfit reveals much of her body, which is identical to Kitana's, and she wears a veil to hide her face. However, were that veil to ever come off...
It's a trap!
Mileena actively shows off how attractive her body is, but she won't hesitate to reveal her Tarkatan blood should the need arise. She's also arguably the most sadistic fighter in the Mortal Kombat roster. With her twin Sai and Tarkatan brutality, this is one woman you do not want to mess with. In fact, her X-ray move in Mortal Kombat 9 is literally called Femme Fatale. However, she isn't any higher precisely because she reminds everyone of Baraka whenever that veil comes off. While she is a femme fatale, she's also a deconstruction of the term at the same time. Sorry, Mileena, but you're just too damn ugly with that face of yours. Next entry, please!
Then let me teach you.
There are a lot of female assassins in the No More Heroes series, but I wouldn't exactly call them femme fatales. Mainly because most of them were either crazy or even honorable. But there is one assassin that definitely fits the bill. Chloe Walsh is one seriously scary lady. She is so dangerous that she was literally locked up in a solitary confinement unit that was located on a prison island, which was filled to the brim with hostiles. When Travis reaches the containment unit, he sets Chloe free in hopes that the princess will bake him a cake, if you know what I mean. Unfortunately for him, Chloe immediately shows that she's willing to give him said reward, just not in the way he had hoped. She immediately seduces Travis and attempts to kiss him with the intent of filling his throat with acid. When Travis saves himself by stabbing her, the fight begins. Throughout the fight, Chloe attacks with a barrage of magical spells, but her signature move is a poison cloud that poisons Travis so that she can come in with her acid kiss. All the while, she speaks in a low, seductive voice, and she has some pretty creepy dialogue.
You'd be even more dashing if you were writhing in agony.
Chloe truly is a full-fledged femme fatale, but she loses points since the fight against her was pathetically easy. And aside from the cutscene before, it was all the time she had to flesh out the femme fatale in her. At least until Travis slices her to bits. Still, it was enough to take the number 7 spot on my list.
Then let me teach you.
This vampire doesn't sparkle. Instead, she'll give you a hickey that'll send you straight to the morgue. Elise from Mad World is the 9th boss you fight in the game, and needless to say, she is one very beautiful yet very dangerous woman.
Awesome rock on her though. Oh, true that.
First of all, Elise's look is immediately a distraction. With an outfit consisting of nothing but belt straps and long boots, Elise isn't afraid to show off her physique to Jack. However, throughout the fight, Elise is a passive fighter. She mainly hides behind her bats and lets them do the fighting, and she'll even blend into her surroundings, forcing Jack to tear the place apart to find her.
Awesome rock on her though. Oh, true that.
Actually, she really shines as a femme fatale in this fight's power struggle. When Jack forces her arms apart, she resorts to distracting Jack with her awesome rack, only to go in with a vicious bite to the neck. Then, when the fight is over, Jack forces her to bend over and finishes her by spanking her to Kingdom Come. A fitting end, really.
Awesome rock on her though. True that.
Okay, we get it!
Then let me teach you.
I just can't seem to get away from this game. That's right, another champion from League of Legends makes it onto my countdowns. This time, we're introduced to Ahri, the Nine-Tails Fox. I've read the backstories of a lot of champions of Runeterra, but Ahri's is by far one of the strangest. She started out as a simple fox, but unlike the rest of her kind, she felt a strange, incomplete connection to the magical world around her. So she desired to become a human in order to complete the connection. After absorbing the remaining life essence of a downed soldier, she realized that her body was changing into a human's as a result, and she has been absorbing the life essence of other men since then by drawing them in with her charms and beauty. Unfortunately, this turned out to be a catch-22 for Ahri when human conscience started kicking in, making her realize the error of her ways. She then made an agreement with the mages of Runeterra to fight in the League of Legends in exchange for completing her transformation without any more fatalities. Now, physically, Ahri is a twig compared to the other champions, but her speed and magical capabilities are almost unparalleled. Some of her abilities include the Orb of Deception, a boomerang-like projectile, Foxfire, which is a blast of 3 homing flames, and Spirit Rush, where she dashes towards her opponents while firing a myriad of bolts. However, what truly defines her as a femme fatale is her charm ability, a kiss that damages a target and forces them to walk towards Ahri, slowing them and disabling them in the process. And topping it all off is her soothing voice and her coy dialogue.
Should I make your pulse rise? Or stop?
This makes Ahri a great team player, where she can lure enemy champions to have teammates pummel them into submission, or she can follow up with one of her own attacks. Luring enemies in for a kill, a textbook quality of a femme fatale, and Ahri truly demonstrates how effective that can be.
Then let me teach you.
Ada Wong from the Resident Evil series is one very dangerous but very respectable woman. She works for an unknown corporation that is the apparent rival to Umbrella, and she starts off the series by becoming the lover of John Clemens in order to steal information from his company. After John's death at the hands of the T-Virus, she joins Leon in his mission to rectify the issues caused by the plague after the incidents in Raccoon City. I won't include any details for spoiler's sake. However, John Clemens isn't the only person she's double-crossed. She is later recruited by Wesker to steal a dominant species of Plaga and deliver it to him. But Ada Wong gives him only a simple sample and delivers the dominant sample to an unknown company that she works for, though Wesker eventually sees through her deception. As a femme fatale, Ada Wong's track record speaks for itself. Always wearing a lovely outfit that complements her figure, especially her legs, and she is a well-trained assassin, proficient with several weapons and martial arts techniques. Ada is exactly what you would expect out of a femme fatale. With beauty, skill, and a mind for deception and cunning, she is truly one of the best of her kind.
Then let me teach you.
Dahlia Hawthorne may seem innocent and charming at first, but underneath that lovely exterior is a vengeful demon with no care for anyone but herself. Dahlia is the adopted child of a jeweler, and her childhood was one filled with hate and despair. By the time she turned 21, she was already involved in 7 different murder cases, and she got away with all of them until Mia Fey eventually got her a guilty verdict for the murder of Doug Swallow. So what is it that makes her a femme fatale? Actually, Dahlia plays the role in a way that many wouldn't expect. Instead of playing the sensual lady that lures men in with the false promise of sex, she plays the innocent sweetheart in order to direct others into her way of thinking. In 2 of the 3 cases that she's involved in within the game, she uses her innocent charm and polite sweet talk to control the thoughts of Prosecutor Payne and even the judge himself, making it harder for Mia to press and object her testimonies. Outside of court, she uses deception and charisma to make sure things go her way, including passing off as her twin sister Iris, the lover of the convicted Terry Falls, and even the girlfriend of Phoenix Wright himself. Only when Dahlia is backed into a corner does she reveal her true demonic nature, and even then she is still able to somehow drive the scenario to her benefit. Dahlia knew that her beauty and pleasantries could be used to throw off her enemies, and she definitely took advantage of that, landing her the number 3 spot.
Then let me teach you.
Eva from Metal Gear Solid 3 trumps Dahlia in femme fatale status, but just barely. The main reason she's higher is because she's done more than Dahlia using her feminine charms. Eva started out as a simple child in Idaho but was taken by the philosophers, along with several other children, to be raised in a US-Soviet-Chinese facility. She eventually joined the Chinese People's Liberation Army and became a sleeper agent. At the time of Metal Gear Solid 3, she works as an undercover spy, acting as Sokolov's lover, Naked Snake's partner, and Colonel Volgin's plaything, using her charm and beauty to set the scenario in her favor. She wasn't a double or a triple agent, but a quadruple agent, fooling everyone about her true motives to steal the Philosopher's legacy except the boss and Major Ocelot. Though Eva may not be as attractive as some of the previously mentioned femme fatales, she ultimately does her job better than the rest. Thanks to her performance during the Shagohod crisis, she becomes a surrogate mother of Big Boss's clones, Solid and Liquid Snake. She gains the title of Big Mama and becomes one of the founding members of the Patriots. Until the day she died, She has served as a loyal agent to Big Boss ever since the events of Metal Gear Solid 3. Eva is a femme fatale who, unlike most other femme fatales, is very honorable and respectable in the end, and an all-around lovable character. Rest in peace, Eva. Alright, let's say we do the old recap before we get to number 1. Number 10, Judy Han. Number 9, Ivy. Number 8, Mileena. Number 7, Chloe Walsh. Number 6, Elise. Number 5, Ahri. Number 4, Ada Wong. Number 3, Dahlia Hawthorne. And number 2, Eva.
Then let me teach you.
Bayonetta! There was no way that this mistress of dangerous beauty could not be number 1. Let's start with her appearance. Right from the get-go, you can tell that Bayonetta is one very beautiful woman. She has a long, slender body that seems to curve in all the right places and possesses long, slick hair, a skin-tight black outfit, guns for heels, and tops it all off with a nice pair of reading glasses. Her personality is also a plus. She's very calm and nonchalant, and at first is callous, but she becomes more caring as the game progresses, mainly to Cereza. She also has the tendency to seduce Luke every now and then. Bayonetta's first impression already screams femme fatale, but it's revealed indefinitely through, surprisingly, her fighting style. Bayonetta is proficient with a frightening arsenal of weapons that even puts Kid Icarus Uprising to shame, including Fairy Soul shotguns, flaming demon claws, and nunchaku guns. She also possesses a large medley of magical attacks, and her hair is actually the source. With it, she can cast Wicked Weave attacks where she shapeshifts her hair to deal massive damage to enemies, including giant fists and heels. Here's the catch though. The skin-tight outfit she wears is actually made of her hair, so when she does a Wicked Weave attack that requires a lot of hair, well, you get the picture. However, that isn't the most of it. After she defeats a boss, she performs a climax attack to finish it off. These attacks are gargantuan in size that she initiates them through a striptease of all things. And guess what? There's more! During her battles against the angels, the regular enemies of the game, she can activate her torture attacks, where she summons several malevolent torture devices to take down her enemies, including Iron Maidens, guillotines, and even wooden horses. She takes absolute pleasure in playfully and raunchily beating down her enemies, and she makes sure that they experience every single moment of it, making her the #1 greatest femme fatale in video game history. I'm the Green Scorpion, and see you guys